Hi everybody, welcome to Exploring Food with Spinny, and today I'm going to be making a one-pot meal, and it's called fettuccine, seafood fettuccine. I've already cooked my noodles, so it's going to be pretty easy. So as soon as I get my stuff together, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to start by placing a little cooking oil into the pan, and this is the same pan that I cooked the spaghetti in. No different, no nothing. So I'm going to let this kind of warm up. And then what I've done is I have my seafood, which is ready to go. And then for some reason, I always like putting vegetables into my pasta dishes. So I'm putting broccoli. I'm going to be adding broccoli and onions to the mix. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and start my broccoli first. Let's go ahead and pour that in. Let's get the mix started. As I said, this is a one-pot dish because, believe me, who likes doing a whole bunch of pots? I don't. So let's just stir this around a little bit. I'm just stirring this around. It's going to probably take a lot more when I put the sauce into it. So this is a one-pot seafood fettuccine meal. And you can make extra so that you have some left over. But this is my seafood. And all I'm putting in is just like the seafood melody package that I usually buy. But the seafood store that I used to go to and buy all my seafood, they're not open anymore. So now I have to go to the store and I get fresh. This is just some spices that I added, some herbs. And I added them all in because I wanted to flavor the seafood. I'm going to let this cook for a little bit. Let's let this cook for a little bit. I wish you could smell this. It smells so delicious. So I'm going to let this just simmer a little bit more because you don't want to overcook your seafood either. You know how seafood gets when it's overcooked, it gets rubbery. If you could just smell this, it smells so delicious. And it's taking in all of those nice flavors. Okay, so this smells so delicious. So what I'm going to do is give it a little stir. And then I'm going to add my pasta. My pasta, I cut it kind of thick. I don't want it to get lost in the sauce. So I'm going to add this in like so. And to that, I'm going to add my Alfredo sauce. I'm just going to stir it around until it gets all mixed. So what I'm going to do is put this on low and just let it simmer. Okay, so to go with this, I'm going to be fixing this is Chinese eggplant. So what I'm going to do is get it all cut up and we're going to stir fry it off, and that's going to go with our fettuccine. Okay, so I have my eggplant already. I've cut it up into like little circles. I'm just going to get in here. Something about eggplant is so easy to do. And I have extra leftovers, so with that I'm going to make eggplant parmesan. So what I'm going to do is just Let this kind of stir around and cook. And then once this gets ready, I'm going to add a tomato so that it's going to kind of stew. Let's put some salt in there. Just a little bit. Okay, so let this cook up. If you like me, I love eggplant. It's just the richness of it I like. So nice and rich. And if you want to use canned tomatoes, you can use stewed tomatoes. Would be wonderful with this. It's really good. So I'm going to get this cooked off, and then I'll be back when I get ready to add the tomatoes. Okay, so I've cut up my tomatoes. My eggplant is cooking. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and add my cut up tomatoes to it. I've already got my onions in there. And then I'm just going to let this cook down to the top one. Okay, so let's give a check on our eggplant, our Chinese eggplant. And it's looking very, very good. The smell. So, what I'm going to do is get all of this finished, and I'm going to plate it up, and I'm going to come back, and you can have a look at it. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this. It looks delicious. I just love the idea that it has the broccoli in it. And it really took on the sauce. Let's try some of the noodles. Delicious. And as I heard, this is a one-pot meal. You can make this in one pot. Let's try the eggplant. One thing about me, I don't like my food touching, so I put it in separate. That is delicious. Okay, let's try tasting some of the seafood with it. The shrimp cooked up really nice. Very good. Very good. The shrimp is not overcooked. It's just delicious. So, thank you for joining me at Exploring Food with Smitty. Make sure you give this a try. Like I said, it's a one-pot meal. You cook your noodles in a pot, and then you empty the water out of your noodles, and then you put your other stuff in there, and you're good to go. So, here's to the next recipe.